Oh, yes. Mm. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry. I don't even know if my mic is working. Sorry. Right now, I'm going to charbroil this onion just so that we can have a more flavorful experience. On the stove, I already have some bacon. And using that grease, I'm going to charbroil this just so that I can have something more punchy. This time, despite having a quiche or quiché, I don't know how to properly pronounce it, I won't be using a crust that is hard, just a very slight and thin crust that will be used to hold this instead of the traditional that is made of a thicker dough. Okay, that's good enough. Hello. Or hola. What up? Hi. Okay. Now come with me. It's just a little bit. Point of this here is just to have a little bit of flavor. I'm trying to save on the amount of fat that I will be consuming with this dish. Now, I'm taking this back to the fridge. Now, let's get ready for the paste. In this case, oh, you don't, Angel, you don't like onions or bacon? In this case, I'll be using 4 eggs. Here are 4 eggs. Did I break it? No, not yet. Yes. Now, I'll take some pepper. Now, here it is. Some curry. Some spices. And finally, a little bit of salt. This is a recipe that despite I love and I make very often, I usually fail miserably with the amount of salt that I require. Why? Because either I add too little or too much. So usually about half a teaspoon is enough to have enough flavor. Over here, the bacon is almost ready. Yeah, it should be enough. Now, come with me. Okay, here's the bacon. I will not get it fully crunchy because I want to have this cook for a little while with the onions. For this part, I used some olive oil, just a few drops, and then the rest will be done by the bacon fat, which is now basically bacon oil, but still it's going to be very flavorful. Okay, now I'll set the fire to the lowest possible setting. I'll be storing the olive oil. Oh, now it's a little bit too late for that. Now let's go back to the cutting board. I don't even know, can you hear me? I don't even know if I'm speaking or not. Very well. Now, for this, I'll be making one egg. Two eggs. 3 eggs. On my previous stream, I was able to do this with one hand. Today, I do not feel as skilled as that day, and I'd rather not risk causing an accident. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes. I could be a moped. Yes. Now I wash my hands to avoid cross-contamination between all the ingredients that I am doing and using. Now, I'll be using curry just to add a little bit more flavor to this part. That is going to be the internal part of the quiche or quiché. I still don't know how to pronounce it. I should look it up. Now, while this is cooking, before adding the curry, I forgot one very important detail. I don't have garlic. Well, anyway, who cares? I have powdered garlic here. And this is actually, it tastes very nice. This is not regular garlic. This is confit garlic. This means that it was cooked in oil that didn't go beyond 85 degrees Celsius, meaning that all the oil permeated within the garlic, increasing the flavor. So it is going to be taste really nice. Now, for this oil, confit garlic, I'll add it to the mix that is already being cooked here, where I have onion and bacon. This onion is getting transparent. It's still not yet fully cooked, but it's looking quite nice. This is a very fast recipe. Usually takes about 45 minutes, and it will last for about 4 or 5 days. A little too much. There it is. I'll be adding just a little bit garlic. I'll spread it evenly. I wish you could smell this. Now, that's over there. Now, over here. Here it is. Now, over here, I'll be using the following ingredients. Salt. Around this should be enough. I usually screw this measurement, and this all ends up either being too salty or not enough, which is that uncomfortable. Where did I drop? Oh, here it is. Okay, now here is the curry. I'll be adding some just to make it more flavorful, but also the richness of the flavor that it includes is really good. If you have too much, it could be overpowering, but just half a teaspoon or even a third of a teaspoon should suffice for a good enough flavor. That should be enough. Great. Now, some pepper. This is ground pepper. Regular black pepper. Let me cover it correctly. Okay, that's ready. Now here, and now just a little bit of garlic. Okay, now a quick mix. Okay, so here we have eggs, pepper, garlic, curry, salt, and black pepper. Very good. Now, for my next ingredient, I have forgotten. Yes. Here is some cheese. I love cheese. Here is some milk. And I'll finish using all the Parmesan that I have here. My onions are ready. I let them rest for a moment. Oh, I forgot to bring you all here. Here it is. Now, here are my onions with some bacon and garlic. These have some olive oil for extra flavor. And now that this is golden enough, I'll set it away from the heat source and let it rest while I continue over here. Now, here, I'll add a little bit of milk. Mix it. Just for consistency, I'll add some cornstarch. For cornstarch, as I don't have sour cream right now, add here a little bit of water, then some cornstarch. Oh, I don't know. I know. There are some purists who will not like this part of the recipe. Just a little bit more. There it is. But already this is going to be a crustless quiche, so most likely it's already a sin against French cuisine. I'll cover this. Very good. Now, it's important to have a clear kitchen just to avoid mistakes and problems. So it's here, here. Now all the cheese. I love cheese. Now. Okay. Then this is too hot. If this is too hot, it could affect the eggs. So I'll cool it a little bit by adding some milk. Now, I just need a glass container. You should always pick one that can be used within the oven. Otherwise, you risk getting actually hurt. When these things get hot and there is a thermal shock, they can explode. And due to how thick the crystal is, when it explodes, you could get actually hurt. So I recommend using one that can be used within the oven. Now, next part. I'll be using some oil to properly breathe the sides of my crystal bowl. That sounds as if I were going to do magic. Now, at this point, I don't know why I call this a quiche, if it's going to be crustless, and the mix that I'm doing for the inside is technically non-lore accurate. But I don't know how to call this. I don't know if this would be technically a frittata. Or what? So here it is. This is not just regular bread. I added to it some Parmesan, some garlic, salt, and other spices that I cannot remember right now, so that even the bread on the sides increases and adds to the flavor. The point of this is to generate a different experience in each part of the bite, just so that those who you love get a very nice experience while they are eating that which you make for them. When you want to express not just that you love them or like them, but so that they know that you care for them and that you are providing for them a good time. It is a good way to communicate, to convey those feelings for those who you like or love, however you prefer to say. Okay, this got corny, so let's continue. Oh, yeah. Put this inside. Good. And now, for some reason, in each stream I've made, I end up using my bucket. This bucket has been present in every single one of my cooking streams. Now, why is this bucket important? Because here I'm going to mix the bacon and onions that were charbroiled before this with the frozen veggies. So it's better to do this here instead of here. Oh, yeah, that's right. One more thing. I'll be adding, while we do that, I'll be adding some spinach here. Just a little bit, as its flavor can overpower the others. There they go. Spinach with a little bit of oil goes great. Now, next part, the rest of the veggies. Now get over here. Okay. I'll be using about half a bag. This. Perfect. Good enough. I'll be saving this for later. These are basically bean pots. They're very easy to cook. These are already pre-boiled, so it's nice to use them. Now some peas. I'll save some for my dinner. And finally, I added green peas separately from this because this mix contains mostly carrots. To have a nice and balanced distribution. There it is. That's nice in one side. Now let's go back to stove. Here it is. I'll reduce the flame so that this won't burn, but that I have enough heat to have the flavors mix and the spinach to stop being frozen. Okay. This recipe is family famous. And yeah. Which is good enough for me. No, like a musician for a moment. I hope that I can convey how relatively easy it can be to cook something that doesn't need to be fancy, but that can make your loved ones happy for a while. Now, here is the key to the flavor. In here we have some umami, and unfortunately we also have some oxalates based on the spinach, but as long as in your family it is not harmful for them, you can feed them this. Spinach are great for iron, but they also have oxalates that can cause slight crystals within your joints. So they can be painful. So imagine how Popeye could have been after the end of the series. But other than that, it has onions, garlic, bacon, and bacon fat, which is the vehicle for the flavor in here. Oh, also, for the garlic, I didn't use just regular garlic. I used some confit garlic so that it's already pre-cooked in oil. Well, technically for that, I used part oil and part clarified butter, just for a little bit more punch in the flavor. Okay. Something that I have always disliked of cooking shows is how much they waste food. So that's why I try to have everything clean while working. Now my favorite part. I love cheese. Oh, here are my glasses. Here's cheese. In this case, I'm going to be using some mozzarella. Mm. Oh, that's a nice plastic. I need to work on my knife if you couldn't cut through it. Okay. Okay, this Parmesan is not that high quality, but it works when you're using it while cooking. Now this is over. I'll take some better Parmigiano. As you can see, I know Italian, so I probably butchered the pronunciation there. And now, remember, a machete is always a nice solution, no matter the problem, as long as you are in the kitchen. Now, here. It's always a good idea to add more cheese. This is some cheese that has been aged for about 10 months. This means that it has a stronger umami flavor and a better profile. Usually, it's better to add this once you are going to eat if you want to preserve the flavor and have it be part of the experience when eating it. But this time I'm going to cook it within a quiche, just so that it can increase the umami punch that it will give. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice, 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 nice. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's enough just for flavor purposes. Now, it is my mozzarella. Again, I don't know it. Ooh, it's already. Oh, yeah. Yes. I hadn't noticed that it was already cut. I mean, this is nice. Makes it easier for me to just grate it. I'll be cooking some pizza this weekend, so I bought enough mozzarella for that. I'll taste just a little bit. It's a very soft flavor. It's going to be great once it melts. So now, remember, a machete is the best tool you can have. I know it is easier and faster to use a cheese grater, but I like to just chop it. In here, the old adage, I don't know how to pronounce that, the old saying that when all the tools you have is just a hammer, you may think that all your problems can be fixed by smashing. So in my case, I have a machete and I like chopping things. Nice. Cheese is the best part of almost every dish. And even if it doesn't have cheese, you should add cheese, but the right sort of cheese, as not all cheeses go fine with each other or with different ingredients. In this case, this mozzarella is a little bit softer than, for example, a manchego. Let me turn on the lights. Yes. And as this is going to be using curry as one of the main spices, it is best not to have something too strong so that it is a little bit more I won't say creamy because I don't have enough ingredients that would make this feel that way. But the point of this here is to get a better experience. Yay. Okay. And after this, while this is cooking in the oven, I'll be going to play Battlefield. Probably one or three, one of those. As today I have to work again at 9:30 p.m. because one of our clients is in Korea, so I have to be there for them. It's best to at least use wisely our time, like cooking. Okay, now I know, this is not the right tool, but it works great to just quickly mix and break frozen peas. So, if you want to quickly mix, a grill fork is a great tool. The smell of the bacon and onions is floating. It's great. And it's now mixing with the cheeses. Remember, be careful. If I were to do some bigger movements, I could stuff my own finger. So, continue. Break, 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 break. Break as well. Yeah, let's consider this ready. Now my glass bowl. And there you go. Look at all this cheesy goodness. I've always hated in those cooking shows how much they waste. So I like to keep everything here clean so that there is no waste. Ready. Now, let's add our binding paste that is made with milk, eggs, and a ton of spices, including curry, just so that flavor is not the same as usual. I miscalculated this. I have to basically do even more, but I don't have enough eggs. I didn't plan for this. I only have like one more egg. Yes, indeed, I have one more egg. Oh, I may have one egg, but I have some cottage cheese. Okay, that's one. Now wash my hands to avoid some cross-contamination. How couldn't I plan ahead for this? Oof. Well, it's always good to have some reflection time while washing my hands, realizing I made a mistake. But there is no problem. Now, here is one. Yeah. Let's recreate the rest so that there is no loss in flavor. I'll go get the curry. Just a little bit to add flavor, not to make it overpowering for the rest. Nice. So, pepper, curry. And now, the ingredient that is going to save me. I know many people don't like it. Yes, it's bland. But hey, if this is capable of saving me due to my lack of caution, because I didn't buy enough eggs, it's going to be great. Yeah, that should suffice. Now let's add some milk. A little bit too much. Okay, the cottage cheese is ready. Let's save it here. And now I just need this thing, whose name is name. Okay. Now come with me to the other side of the kitchen. There we go. Yeah, just one. Okay. Now let's go back. I hope this is good enough. Okay. Now we have a happy mistake that I hope tastes good. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough binding ingredients, so this is going to be a little more difficult to cook. Yeah, it's just adding a little bit more cheese. More cheese is always a great option. And I'll have to add this to the learning experiences pack. So I made a mistake. But, well, I'll put this into the oven. Hey, Chita, toma, queso, toma. And have it there for about 2 hours so that I can evaporate enough liquid. Okay, now it is in the oven. Yes, I know I should have preheat this, but as most of the ingredients were really cold, this could create some thermal shock, and that could break my bowl, which is why in this case, I'm making it this way. So that's basically all I have. I may upload a picture afterwards. I hope it looks great once it is done. This is a recipe that I do from time to time, and actually my family quite likes it. So I hope you enjoy it. As you could see, I had to improvise a lot due to my lack of preparation. Nonetheless, it was fine. I hope you have a good day. Bye.